Hi, welcome back to the channel. This is the Nintendo Switch, and now you've heard about the Joycon Drift. Now the Joycon Drift is when your joystick, or the Joycon as they call it, just stays in one spot, and then it may keep on moving your man to the right, to the left. It can happen with either Joy-Cons here, and there are many solutions out there on the internet, but I found that these solutions do work, but the problem with some of the solutions is that it's not a one solution fix all type of thing. The reason is because I think the main one out there that they said is cause of the permanent fix is when someone was putting pressure here around this in the calibration mode. They saw that, oh my goodness, when I press it, put pressure on this, the Joy-Con will not drift anymore, and the calibration shows that it's very centered. But you have to know that that's not the only reason why it can drift. I saw that solution, and I kept on pressing, and I go, well, how come it's not working to me? And I pressed it really hard. I did this, and I go, well, you know, this thing has such a bad drift, this Joy-Con, and how come all the pressure in the world that I give it does not fix it like that? And what it turned out was that it was just mainly some dust underneath here. So I got a cotton swab, rubbed it in alcohol, pretty much soaking, and then I cleaned around here. And then I also lifted this up. As you can see, there's like a skirt or something, and I dropped a little bit of rubbing alcohol in there, along with the cotton swab here, like this. Just dropped a little bit in there, squeezed it in. And then later I moved this around a bit, and the drift was still there, and I said, well, I'm gonna add some more. So I added more. Don't be afraid. It's rubbing alcohol. It'll dry out and it won't ruin your electronics, but don't excessively put a lot. It may ruin some of the finish or something like that. But then after I just massaged the rubbing alcohol in, you know, just moved it around a bit, and the Joy-Con drift on this controller was almost all gone. So you're asking, like, why did I do it with the alcohol method? And said, like, oh, you're so lazy, you didn't take apart these screws and take it apart and then cut a small piece of cardboard that you see out there to, you know, put some extra added pressure underneath. Well, not all drift is considered the same or caused by the same. I believe that sometimes a drift can cause by dirt, some wearing down inside, maybe need some lubrication. And when your Joy-Con gets older, if maybe you grip it really hard, the other method where the backing plate gets a little weak and then it doesn't allow for contact, so you have to go in there, put maybe like a small piece of cardboard or something like that and keep this tight. You know, my regular flathead screw doesn't fit that, and I got this tool kit here. This doesn't fit it either. And I go, this is Phillips head. It's very tiny. I said, what am I going to do? And I said, well, you know, go to Amazon and start buying a toolkit. And then I said, no, the toolkits, any good toolkit will cost you pretty close to 50 bucks. Anything cheaper, you can maybe use it one time and break it. And I don't open apart these things too often, and I'm going to waste my money. The connection here, or the screw heads on this Joy-Con is like a Y adapter, like this, and it's very hard to come by that type of screwdriver unless you actually buy it. It's not common, and so I don't have time to spend money on it. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna clean this up really well with the alcohol. And you know what, I saved yourself a couple of bucks. Don't buy a tool set you'll never use again. Just use the rubbing alcohol, drip it inside, like I said, with the cotton swab, and then move it around, and just keep on doing it. Put a little bit more rubbing alcohol. You may want to keep on massaging this, and this joystick is almost come back to life. There's no drift at all, almost no drift. As I was preparing for the video, I saw a little bit of drift, but I think it's to keep it clean. And a lot of people say, oh, that just does it a little bit, it's not permanent. It's been going on for at least 2 days, and it's really good. My son's been playing with this. There's no problem at all. So normally the drift has many sources, and try this first. You don't have to buy a tool set, you don't have to take the thing apart. It takes less than a minute. It will fix the drift. If not, try again. Keep on repeating it and move it around, and you'll be amazed at how it is, because not all drift is the same. Thank you, and like and subscribe.